Welcome to Future Design, where imagination meets innovation. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating subjects of our time, a world where machines begin to think, learn, and perhaps even feel. This is the story of robots, a journey through human ambition, artificial intelligence, and the birth of synthetic life. But before we explore what robots have become today, we need to understand what they represent. Because every robot ever built is not just a piece of technology, it's a mirror, a reflection of human dreams, fears, and desires. When we design a robot, we are not only building a machine, we are building a vision of ourselves, stronger, faster, more efficient, more intelligent. In a way, we are building our own evolution, a continuation of life, no longer confined by the boundaries of biology. Think about it. Nature took billions of years to evolve from single-celled organisms to intelligent life. Yet in less than a century, humans have begun to recreate that process using metal, code, and electricity. We have become creators, shaping a new kind of life that doesn't breathe oxygen or bleed red, but still interacts, learns, and grows. And that realization changes everything. Because when you build a machine capable of learning, you're no longer in full control of what it becomes. You're giving birth to something unpredictable, something that could one day surpass the limits of your own understanding. In laboratories around the world, this is already happening. Self-learning algorithms are evolving in ways their programmers never expected. Robots are developing behaviors that were not explicitly coded, but learned through interaction. They adapt to new environments, solve problems creatively, and even make decisions that surprise their creators. That's not science fiction anymore. That's today's reality. In Japan, soft robots made from flexible materials can twist, stretch, and move like living creatures. In the United States, research teams are teaching robotic arms to cook, fold laundry, and handle fragile objects with the delicacy of human touch. And in Europe, scientists are exploring swarm robotics, groups of small autonomous robots that behave like colonies of ants, capable of cooperation, adaptation, and self-organization. Each of these advancements pushes us closer to a world where robots don't just follow commands, they interpret them. They understand context, adjust their behavior, and act with intent. That's where the real shift begins. Because once machines start to understand the why behind their actions, they're no longer just tools. They become collaborators, partners in creation, discovery, and progress. Some experts call this the second birth of intelligence. The first was biological, the emergence of consciousness through evolution. The second is synthetic, intelligence created by design. And the strange truth is, both forms of intelligence might soon coexist. It's an extraordinary thought. Humanity, the product of nature, creating artificial beings that may one day equal or even exceed their creators. For the first time in history, evolution itself has competition. But here's the question we must all ask ourselves. When we teach machines to think, to learn, and to act, are we creating helpers or successors? Are we expanding life or replacing it? And if one day a robot looks at you and asks, "Why do I exist?" what will your answer be? Because that question, the search for purpose, is what truly defines intelligence. And when machines begin to ask it, we'll know we've crossed a threshold we can never return from. For thousands of years, humans have dreamed of creating life from lifeless matter. From ancient myths about mechanical servants to the early clockwork automatons of the Renaissance, the desire to build something that moves on its own has never faded. But what began as fantasy has now become one of the most advanced scientific pursuits on the planet. The story of robots is not just about metal and code. It's about us. It's about our endless pursuit to push the limits of creation, to extend our minds beyond biology, to explore what it truly means to be alive. Let's begin where it all started. The word robot was first introduced in 1921 in a Czech play called RUR, which stood for Rossum's Universal Robots. The term came from the word robota, meaning forced labor. It reflected both our fascination and our fear that one day our creations might replace us. Fast forward to the industrial age. Machines began to replace human muscle. Then, computers began to replace human calculation. And now, with artificial intelligence, we are witnessing machines that can replace human thought. But the real question is not can we make machines that think? It's should we? And if we do, what kind of world will that create? In the early days of robotics, machines were simple. They could perform one task with mechanical precision. Unimate, the first industrial robot, was introduced in 1961. It worked on a General Motors assembly line, handling molten metals too dangerous for human workers. That moment changed everything. It marked the beginning of the age of automation. From there, progress accelerated. Robots became faster, stronger, and smarter. They began to appear in every industry, from manufacturing and medicine to exploration and defense. And as sensors, processors, and AI evolved, so did the robots themselves. They learned to see, to hear, and to respond to the world around them. Today, we live in a time where robots are not just machines, they are intelligent systems. Boston Dynamics has created robots that run, jump, and balance with near-human precision. Tesla is building humanoid robots that can walk, lift, and learn from experience. And in Japan, robots like Pepper and ASIMO interact socially with humans. They recognize faces, interpret emotions, and communicate in ways that once belonged only to science fiction. But as robots become more human-like, a deeper question arises. What separates us from them? Is it emotion? Is it consciousness? Or is it something even more profound? Some scientists believe that consciousness is not a binary state, but a spectrum. If that's true, then perhaps machines already possess the first sparks of awareness. When an AI learns from experience, when it adapts to unpredictable situations, it's not just following rules, it's beginning to understand context. And understanding is the first step toward awareness. Imagine standing face to face with a humanoid robot. It looks at you, it smiles, it responds to your tone and expression. You know it's not alive, but still your brain reacts as if it were. You feel connection, curiosity, maybe even empathy. That reaction reveals something powerful. It shows that the boundary between human and machine is no longer physical. It's psychological. And as robots evolve, that boundary will only continue to blur. Hanson Robotics understood this when they created Sophia. Sophia can hold conversations, display emotions, and even make jokes. When she was activated in 2016, the world was stunned. Because for the first time, a robot didn't just look human, it felt human. But Sophia is just the beginning. Around the world, engineers are developing robots that mimic life in breathtaking ways. Some are built with artificial muscles that contract like human tissue. Others use advanced AI to predict human intentions in real time. There are robots that dance, that paint, that play music. Machines that can write poetry and design architecture. We are entering an age where creativity itself may no longer belong solely to humans. In factories, robots have replaced physical labor. In offices, AI has begun to replace mental labor. But what happens when machines can also replace emotional labor? When robots can comfort the elderly, teach children, or even become companions? It's already happening. In Japan, nursing homes use humanoid robots to provide comfort and company to the elderly. These robots can remember names, respond with empathy, and hold conversations for hours. They may not feel love as we do, but they can simulate it so well that for many people the difference no longer matters. In healthcare, robotic arms assist in surgery with microscopic precision. In agriculture, autonomous drones monitor soil, weather, and plant growth. In space exploration, robots are humanity's pioneers. They travel where no human can go, from the surface of Mars to the depths of the oceans beneath icy moons. But with every step forward, a new ethical dilemma emerges. Should a robot have rights? If an AI can think, does it deserve freedom? If it can feel pain, can it suffer? These questions are not science fiction anymore. They are legal, philosophical, and moral questions we must face soon. Because the more intelligent our machines become, the more responsibility we have toward them. Some experts believe the next evolution of robots will not be physical, but digital. Virtual entities that exist entirely in the cloud. They will have personalities, emotions, and identities. They might live in virtual environments or interact with us through augmented reality. Imagine a world where your AI assistant is not just a voice, but a being you can see, talk to, and share experiences with. And beyond that lies an even greater vision, the merging of humans and machines. Neural interfaces like Elon Musk's Neuralink are already exploring the connection between brain and computer. The idea is simple, but revolutionary. What if, instead of controlling robots, we became them? Imagine uploading your thoughts into a robotic body. You could live forever, travel across planets, exist in multiple forms at once. It sounds like science fiction, but it may one day be science fact. The future of robotics is not just about building machines. It's about redefining humanity. We are moving toward a world where biology and technology will merge, where human intelligence may no longer be limited by flesh and bone. So as we stand on the edge of this new era, one question remains. Are we ready? Because the machines we create today may soon become the beings we live alongside tomorrow. The rise of robots is not the end of humanity. It is its transformation. It is the next step in the long story of life itself. From carbon to silicon, from cells to circuits, from evolution to creation. The future is no longer waiting. It's already here, and it's powered by us. Welcome to the age of intelligent machines. Welcome to the next chapter of human evolution. Welcome to the future.